Is a story from 1802. The old man was frail and thought he would be carried off this world in convulsions at any moment. He remained in his cot since he boarded Ajax, the ship sailing from Calcutta to Canton in China. People thought he was a surgeon because of the silver plated surgical tools, medicines, and anatomy books he kept at home, but he was en route to bring hemp and nutmeg. Yet he was neither a surgeon nor a trader. He was a journalist. He was a man of great sacrifice. The decision to leave Calcutta was not an easy one, but he had a large family to feed and struggled to put his children through school. He had sacrificed everything, even his pride, by calling on old debts and enemies for favors and work. The thought of giving up his children to a charity was a painful one, but he was willing to do whatever it took to ensure their future. Poverty and desperation forced him to take this journey. 3 ships before Ajax had already vanished in the unpredictable monsoon over the Strait of Malacca. It was during the Napoleonic Wars. Pirates and hostile Dutch and French ships made the voyage more perilous. Somewhere along the route, his best mates found him motionless. They carefully stitched his hammock on his frame from his feet to his torso, putting the last stitch through his nose to be sure he was dead. They heaved his body to the deck, tied cannonballs to his feet, and put him on the mess table. The captain said a short prayer and nodded. With a swift movement, the crew tipped the table and the shrouded cocoon sank into the ocean. When the news reached Calcutta, old creditors began to call. The East India Company put a guard on his estate and started to inventory it. The company twice advertised that whatever he owned would be auctioned to pay his debts. A chandelier, 40 cases of Holland gin, 35 dozen pale ales, various other liquors, and his gold watch capped and jeweled. But they did not advertise the tools, ink, and type that made him prominent, notorious, and even feared for the 2 years he used them from 1780 to 82. In these 2 years, he had uncovered corruption in the East India Company, challenged the tyranny of a despotic government, and exposed embezzlement in the Christian church. He fought for the freedom of the press against the company eager to eliminate dissent and against the church profiteering under the facade of faith. He fought with both the church and the state to protect people. He did all this with a technology that barely changed over a century, inking type and pressing paper hundreds of times over. It was slow and tedious, but the final product challenged an empire. Can you name this old man?